Yeah, that's the station identification. That's the intro, and this is the show. You are right in the middle of greatness, and I am, as always, am the assistant to the guest host, Joey Livingston. Now, before I introduce my guest host, I'm going to have to prepare for this show. So you're just going to give me a moment here, because never done a show quite like this, guys. All right, here we go. Guys, this lady is the reason why I'm alive. I don't know if you know this, but single men eventually lose their ability to take care of themselves. And it takes somebody more capable than them to tie their life together. This woman is the person on my pedestal. Please give a warm welcome to our guest host, Monica Livingston.
Hey.
How are you doing, baby?
I'm doing all right.
Are you ready to fire up this show with some real awesome conversation?
Sure.
All right. Yeah. So we had a thing going on this afternoon when we got home that I've never had go on. Have you ever had something like that go on?
Not in my adult life. I didn't have to handle it when I was a kid.
Move that mic a little closer to your... There you go.
Not in my adult life. I didn't have to handle that when I was a kid.
Yeah, yeah. So tell them about what happened.
Well, we get home today, and our daughter comes in quite a panic, hollering.
Hold on, yeah.
Daddy.
I'm not sure we have sound on
Nobody
your
can
mic
hear
at
me?
all. Yeah, we got to tap.
I'm not as loud as normal? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta put your diaphragm into it.
All right. Well, we arrived home this afternoon, and our daughter comes running back to our room in a panic, banging on the door, and she had seen a snake right outside our back porch. She went to walk the dogs.
Not just any snake.
Yeah, a big snake. And so as she goes to open the back door, she sees it, and she's almost stepping on it, so she comes in a panic.
All right.
And there's this pretty good-sized snake.
Yeah, like I think when we were done, I had identified it as an anaconda.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't look it up.
I think your sense of
that was my best guess.
Measurements a little off there, baby.
Yeah, but like a baby anaconda. No.
I don't know.
All right. Well, what was it then?
Well, just from the looks of it, we didn't take a picture of it, but we think maybe a black racer.
Either a black racer, a completely unpoisonous snake, right?
Yes.
Or a cottonmouth, a very poisonous snake. And as a snake expert, I'm rather ashamed that I couldn't tell the difference. But we had to kill it anyway because it was terrifying all of us, and it was standing right at our door.
You should have seen the practice swings you took.
Yeah. This is what we do in the world we live in, guys. We kill things that scare us. Yeah. It's going to create harmony as we move forward on Earth, don't you think? If we kill all the things that we don't understand and that scare us.
Yeah.
I felt bad about killing the snake. Did you?
Yeah.
And I know my son did. He was terrified, and he was told not to.
He was traumatized.
He was told
wasn't
not
the
to
word for it.
watch me beat the shit out of the snake, and he did, and then he regretted it. Yeah.
Why
You
did
just
he
don't
have to
watch.
kill
You don't
it?
watch a full-grown man beat an animal to death. It's not pretty. It's something that I blocked from my mind.
Well, imagine if I'd went out to do it.
What would you have been? Because I was into it. Yeah, I had to be. The only way that I could possibly, just to sort of disconnect and become the animal. And I took a shovel and I was like, yeah.
He did make that noise too.
I did something like that, and then I was like, yeah. And then I took the flat end of it and I smashed its head. It wasn't a moment that I'm proud
It was
of.
a pretty sight.
I'm not proud of the moment. I'd rather put it behind me.
You scared me, but I didn't have a gun, so.
Yeah. And then I scooped the snake up. He was certainly big enough to fill a large shovel.
Yes.
Yeah. And he was heavy.
He was hanging off.
And I put him in the garbage. So that was fun. And then
Glad they use the big trucks now to dump the garbage and not a guy grabbing the garbage can, because they get a surprise.
And then after we got done killing a relatively intelligent life form, we had a nice nap. Right.
I napped. You went in and out.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Before we go too much further, let's do some promotions here. First of all, I want to thank NCG Studios for helping us put together this show. Basically, putting together the show. I just sit up here and talk. We have 3 new volunteer crew members helping us today, and by sheer coincidence, their names are crew member 4, crew member 5, and crew member 6. I don't know how that happens. I'd like to just get a Dick or Frankie in here just to kind of break it up, but it's just not working. Anyways, I want to thank crew member 1, crew member 2, crew member 3, crew member 4, crew member 5, and crew member 6 for all of their hard work. This show is obviously going to be twice as good as the last one, and I mean the math adds up, right? Yeah. The NCG Studios puts together shows that knit community together. That is what we are all about, and
I feel like I have to participate there.
That's right. We're very passionate about it, and for some, I think that's what my show does. You think my show like brings community together?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they keep saying that it does.
I'm supposed to say yes, right?
Yeah, your show does. You got a show
Yeah.
with Rhonda Jones, Reflections. It aired today at 1:00. Yeah. And crew member 1, crew member 2, crew member 3, crew member 4, crew member 5, crew member 6 help with that show too.
Very dedicated people.
Yeah. I think they're all brothers. Well,
Brothers
no, they
from
got different.
another
They got different last names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Brothers from another mother.
Okay. All right. Secondly, I just want to give a shout out to Back Porch Comedy, which is where I'm going tonight. We got a show tonight at 8:00 at Chizuko in Pensacola. So if you're there, join us. It's going to be lots of fun, and I am opening that show with lots of funny jokes, which is that's what I do. I get up there and I tell funny jokes, and so that's great. And I think. Let's see. Was there something else that I was going to promote? Trying to remember. No, I think that was it. All right, let's move on. I'm just kidding. My son wants me to promote Quantum MC. Look him up on YouTube. If you like Minecraft, he's got a mind and he crafts it right there. Did I pronounce that right? Okay. All right. That's it. That's all we got. I want to talk about the thing that most excites me about our relationship. What do you think it is? What do you think excites me most about our relationship?
You getting one over on me.
Well, that is a very good guess. That is a very good guess. No, the thing that excites me most about our relationship is our relationship. I have a queue of jokes that I'm just trying to figure out how to put together and how to tell on stage about our relationship. And you know, maybe it starts now just by us talking about it.
I think it might be.
Have you been? Yeah. See, the format of this show is it's supposed to be improvisational. It's supposed to be spontaneous, and I prepare notes. And some guests argue, like my last guest, that motherfucker DK that was on my show. He argued that I should have shared my notes with him, and that made me feel bad. Like maybe I should be sharing my notes with the guests so that they're not taken off guard.
Right.
You agree with him?
Well,
Yeah.
it depends on.
Well, the thing of it is,
how you want the show to go.
I mean, do you think I have your back?
Yeah.
Okay. So the premise of this show is you're going to come on and I got your back.
All right.
Okay? So if things go south, we're going to change subjects, whatever. Okay? But these are my notes. If you want to bring surprise notes, you bring surprise notes.
How do you know I didn't?
Huh?
Maybe they're all up here.
Well, I hope you did. I'm ready to be surprised. Let's talk about that one fatal day. This was after we were married. Yeah, because we were living in the stilted house that the stilted house that was hurricane proof that we used to live
Until
in,
they built the
that somebody
bottom floor?
decided it was smart to build walls around on the first
bottom
level.
floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got destroyed then by a hurricane.
Chest high water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
you
we
remember
were.
that. Yeah. That's how we ended up in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Or were my parents living there?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
No, they couldn't have
important to
been
the
living there
story.
then. Never mind.
So anyways, we're driving along and you pointed out to me,
He's going
this-
to lead with this. I just knew it.
this is the order of my notes. Yeah. I can, you want me,
No,
you
go ahead.
all right.
Get it out there.
You're brave enough to
I'll take it.
all
I'll
right.
take one.
All right.
For the team.
So we're driving by this house and you start telling me about all the wonderful ponies that they have there, right? And I was like, wow, we got to live by some neighbors that have ponies, and then you said to me, I mean, do you remember what you said? Do you want me to say it? Yeah.
Sure.
You want me to say? Okay, all right. I might misquote you. You said to me, well, they might be horses now, but
I misspoke when I said ponies.
Easy,
okay?
easy. It's not time
He's
to defend
never let
yourself.
me live this one down.
Yeah. So you said they might be horses now. I don't think you misspoke. All right. So hold on. Let me finish the story, and then you can defend yourself. Okay. So you said they might be horses now, and I we drove for another 15 seconds while my brain sort of turned this statement around.
And he's like, "Oh my God, I married her."
And then I had to ask. I said, "Honey, are you suggesting that they used to have ponies and they traded them in?" And
no, that is not what you said.
No, yes, I did. I said, "Are you suggesting that they used to have ponies and they traded them in for horses, or are you suggesting that ponies are baby horses?"
No, you said, "Are you suggesting that they were once ponies and now they're horses?" And I went,
"Yeah." Hold on a second. Hey, boy, talking to my son. Hey, quit showing me cue cards. Unless somebody's told you to show me a cue card, don't show me. You're making me huffy. Okay, seriously. Okay. Now, what were you saying?
You said, "Are you suggesting that they once were ponies and then they became horses?"
Right. Yeah. Well,
That's what you said.
Okay. Well, you know the exact quote. All right. Now you're telling me now. I mean, come on.
I told you then.
Are you seriously telling?
Misspoke.
Okay. So you didn't actually think that ponies were
Nobody
baby
in our
horses?
family ever misspeaks.
You didn't think that ponies were baby horses?
No.
Okay. It would be okay if you did.
I didn't. The
Wow.
word pony came in my head when I was thinking about, there are always these cute little horses. And I didn't think about the fact that, colt, baby horse, it didn't, when I spoke.
You kind of soured
You
part
made
of
me
the
nervous.
story for me. You soured part of the story for me because
He just
all
wants
this
me
time.
to look like the fool up here.
No, I love you. I love that you used to think ponies were
All right, where's those
baby
gloves y'all
horses.
promised?
All right. Anyways. You have trained me
I'm
over
trying.
the years. I've started to realize that you have your techniques at training me are as subtle as mine are at training you. How long did it take you to realize that I had subtle techniques in training you? Oh, you haven't realized it yet?
I realized that you had subtle ways of messing with me that I had no idea about.
Oh, right. I didn't.
And things that and you can sit on crap for like the longest time, and then it's like it
Like
slides
what?
out. Well, the fact that you told a story to my dad a year after we were married.
Oh, right.
And finally.
Oh, that is in
the
my
main
notes.
Detail.
That is in my notes.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell that? I mean,
Sure.
Set it
I'll
up.
Tell it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. We were married, and we lived in this old house on a canal that my parents owned that was once stilted, and they enclosed the bottom floor. And we lived upstairs. The bottom floor had been flooded out in previous hurricanes, was bare concrete in a lot of areas. Well, we made it work. We had a table in the kitchen, and we had the basic stuff downstairs, and then we had a bed and desk and stuff upstairs. We had just moved in. The AC didn't work very well, and we had a big swamp cooler. Screens had duct tape on them. I think we put there so we could open them. And we're laying there watching a movie one night, and he keeps looking kind of over at me. I thought, he's looking at me. We're watching the show. He gets up to go to the bathroom, and as he leaves the room...
Jack, are you mixing in my faces with this story? If you're not, you need to boost up your creativity. All right.
So he leaves the room, and he said, did you say it on the way? I'm trying to remember. Did you say it on the way? No,
I said,
you don't tell the story.
you don't want me to tell it? Okay. All right. You just stepped on my toe.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I did it on purpose.
That's what I figured.
But anyways, he leaves the room, and as he leaves the room, he said, we need to do something to take care of this roach problem.
Yeah.
So he leaves the room, and he comes back a few minutes later after going to the bathroom, and I say, why? Have you been seeing some? And about that time,
Very second.
the roach falls from the ceiling above my damn head on the pillow beside me.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's an unfortunate
that was the end of it.
unfortunate
I went
timing.
downstairs, I got the bug spray, made him spray. We sprayed so much we had to sleep with our head at the other end of the bed.
With the window open.
By the swamp cooler with all the windows open.
Yeah.
And a year later,
we had
he's telling my dad
a swamp
this
cooler,
story.
and that night we had swamp ass. Yeah.
What?
Because it was hot and sultry. Our asses were sweating. Go ahead.
So a year later, he's telling my dad this story. And he includes the detail that he'd seen the roach when it had been way over in the corner.
Long before. I just didn't want to mess with it. I assumed that it would go away and leave us alone. Had I known that it was not going to go away.
And have you paid for that the rest of our marriage?
Have I paid for it?
The rest of our marriage? Because I don't let you stop until you kill the roaches.
Only in that it has caused you permanent psychological problems.
Exactly.
In that, yeah.
Fix to stop that toe again.
I remember a week or a month ago when there was a tiny beetle, just sort of, he was minding his own business, just sort of orbiting the perimeter of our room. And you were very worried about it. And I said, you know what? We've been married 14 years. I am not going to kill this fucking beetle. It's just a beetle. I stood my ground, and that was good for you, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say that it was good that you had to sort of desensitize yourself to sort of understanding that we're just going to accept that a beetle's in the room, and that's okay. How did you feel about that?
I'm not scared of beetles. I just
There
don't
you
want
go.
anything
That's
crawling
right.
on me. Okay.
You told me if this was a roach, you would be up, you'd be killing that thing, and then you were like, "Don't you even look at me? You disgust me."
I didn't say that.
You're like, "I'm going to murder you in your sleep tonight."
I might have said
Yeah.
that.
You were like, "Let's get a divorce."
No, I didn't say
You were
that.
like, "You take the children." You were telling me
I
to
would
take the
say
children.
that. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Full custody to the father. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Just kidding. I'm kidding, son, wherever you're at.
Yeah, he knows we're kidding. By the way, give him a follow, Quantum NC on YouTube. I promoted him twice. Nobody's given him a follow. Somebody give him a follow.
Boy works hard.
You know what? He works hard to make great shows, and they're just going to get greater and greater. So get in right on the ground floor while you can, because sooner or later he's going to be so popular that you're not going to be able to subscribe to him on YouTube. There's just going to be too many.
It'd be like Facebook.
Yeah.
Block you.
So there was a couple things that happened between you and I.
Well, no, let's finish this.
Oh, okay. I thought we were finished.
Does anybody else agree with me that was some bullshit, that he didn't tell me about that roach till it fell almost like in my face?
No, you are alone. You're alone.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not alone.
Well, I mean,
There is somebody
I love
out
you
there.
and I support you, but in this one issue, yeah. No, but listen, nobody wants to kill a roach. They're big. They create guts. First of all, these are palmetto bugs. Now, you can say that they're roaches. That's fine. But the problem is that
They're this big and they got
yeah,
legs.
people see roaches as like filth, or you're not cleaning it.
No, we live in the South, and there's
yeah.
woods and water, and they come in everywhere they can.
Now, granted, we are filthy and we don't clean, but that is the roaches. That's not why they're there. That's not why they're there.
That's not true. We have
Yeah,
kids.
I don't want to argue about this. Right now. Yeah. Don't step on my toe. But palmetto bugs thrive in Pensacola, and when it rains, they just come running for shelter. There's no stopping it, unless you're rich and can afford 10 gallons of exterminator fluid on the perimeter of your house. Now there was some things that happened between you and I before our marriage that led me to decide that you were the one for me. Can you guess which one of those things, or can you guess which things were the things?
Well, you told me you finally decided to ask me to marry you when I took a cook break for you. I was cleaning and I took a cook break
Yeah.
to make you lunch, and you
Yeah.
knew I was the
You
one.
you were cleaning, and you needed a rest. So
I should have ran, ladies.
did I suggest you take a cook break?
You said, you sure need a break. You look tired. You need a break. You want to fix me something to eat or something like that?
And you did.
Yeah.
You did. But that's not why I decided to marry you.
That's what you've always said.
No. Okay. Maybe one of the reasons. But we had this incident wasn't it our first date? Two interesting things happened on our first date. One, you injured one of your fingers. right?
Mm-hmm.
And you needed a Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we got you a Band-Aid. Yeah. And it was our first date, so you wanted to make a good first impression, right? So, so you began to put the Band-Aid on. You want me to finish the story? So, all right. Do you like how I just continue to like try to force you to tell your own embarrassing stories?
Well, I'm going to put my own spin on that, don't you?
All right, fine. So, started to put the Band-Aid on, and we're talking, we're heading out the door, and about a minute rolls by, and I noticed that you're still fiddling with this Band-Aid. You hadn't figured out how to put the Band-Aid on. I ended up having to help you apply the Band-Aid. You want to explain yourself? No, I don't. I'm not sure I know or care why. All I know is that you're like fiddling with this Band-Aid, still trying to get it on. And if you mess it up, you could just ask for a second Band-Aid. What happened?
I did mess it up. I already had a Band-Aid on another finger, and it got stuck to it, and then I was trying to get it off, and it stuck to itself. And
right.
So it was this whole dilemma. I couldn't get the Band-Aid back
yeah.
off.
And then, after I'd helped you with the Band-Aid, I discovered that you had put your shoes on backwards. Isn't that right?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I was so preoccupied with the Band-Aid that I slipped my feet into
You're
the
like
wrong...
hobbling outside to the car.
But they were flip-flops, in my defense. So I put the wrong flip-flop on.
All of this was because you wanted to make a good first impression.
Yes.
Yeah. You didn't want to tell anybody that you were having trouble with this Band-Aid.
Right.
Right. Nor did you want to tell anybody that you put your shoes on backwards.
No, I did. How'd you know I had my shoes backwards? Because I said
you told.
something.
Well, yeah, you told. This was like the Roach situation. You told me days later.
A year later. No, it wasn't. It was when we got to the car.
Yeah, don't you show me any cue cards. No. Did somebody tell you to? I'm talking to my son here. Did somebody tell you to come up here with stuff? Okay. What is this?
Oh, boxing gloves.
Oh, okay. Got some boxing gloves for the lady.
Put them on.
Let me have one.
No.
Oh, you want me to go barefisted? Okay. Well, I don't think that's really PC. If I'm going to hit you, it needs to have a little bit of padding. Don't you think? Like, at least let me wrap my hand.
All right, I'll give you the gloves.
Anyways.
I'll keep the gloves off.
So, Band-Aid, shoes on backwards.
All right.
And then
You stayed, baby.
I stayed because of that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. My life
Ammunition.
is filled with joy to this very day. Yeah. I mean, these are just the stories that I'm willing to share. We've had some hilarity ensue in the bedroom that I'm not even going to get into. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Talk about that later.
That's a private conversation.
I said it was a private conversation. So then, Band-Aid on, shoes on backwards. Then we go to the beach. We go to the
Bluffs.
Yeah, we go to the Bluffs. And that's where I proposed to you.
Not that same day.
I didn't say it was the same day. But you're ruining this. No, I'm just kidding.
Ruining the story.
You're not ruining anything. But that is where. That was where we had our first date. Yeah.
And then you took me back there to propose.
Did you ever put your shoes on right during that date? Or did you just walk around
no.
hoping I wouldn't notice?
No, I put them on at the car because I
Okay.
told you. I said, oh, my goodness, I put my shoes on backwards.
All right. So fast forward, a year? Wasn't it a year later? Or was it 2?
A little over a year.
A little over a year. Back to the Bluffs. And I don't want you to know where I'm going, right?
Yes.
You want to tell that story?
Well, you picked me up from work.
Yeah.
And we went driving around.
Right.
It was my birthday.
And you were trying to guess where we were going.
I was trying to guess where we were going. I wasn't sure whether we were going
And I thought, what a fun
dinner.
opportunity to give her some interesting guesses.
If we were going to dinner or if he was had planned a surprise party with like my family or something. I had no idea. So he's like turning here and turning there, and I was getting worried some of the places he was driving into. And then it dawned on me where we were actually at, and we went to the Bluffs.
Yeah. Right. We went to the Bluffs.
You want me to continue to tell the story?
You can,
I
or
didn't
I
know
can.
where you're going
I
with
can tell it. Yeah. So we went to the Bluffs, and we're walking along, and I was too poor for an engagement ring, right? So what had I done before then?
Well,
Remember?
like a week or two before,
Yeah.
actually a couple weeks.
Zach Van Gestel ripped me a new asshole for this story, by the way.
We dared to sit front row at Back Porch Comedy.
And he decided first time we decided to sit up front was the first time he decided to do crowd work.
Right.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I think I laughed so hard that night. My stomach hurt.
He asked us about our
bad.
marriage, and then that just became his whole set.
Yeah, because he was like, "Well, didn't you have this grand proposal?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
get
that's
a ring."
how
And,
funny
no, I
we
didn't
are.
Have a ring.
See how funny we are?
So.
Yeah, we're funny. Yeah. So you had mentioned to me how odd your ring finger and thumb are. Why are your ring finger and thumb odd?
Well, once you get past my knuckle on my thumb,
Yeah, once you get past
it's the same size as my ring finger. I got big hands.
Yeah.
And he had.
So same size as your ring finger. That's
right.
what you just said.
And
yeah.
the reason I mentioned it to him is he said something because I wore a thumb ring.
Yeah, you had a thumb ring on.
And he said, why do you wear the thumb ring? I said, well, my sister said I need to take it off my ring finger or I'll never get married. Yeah. Because people think that that's a wedding band. And
really?
So,
on your thumb?
No, because
it was on your ring finger. Got it. Okay, got it. I didn't know that part. Okay, sorry. So I pay less attention on these shows than I appear to.
I can tell that now.
Yeah. Okay.
And they can all tell that now.
Just because I've told them. Go ahead. All right. So thumb. So
anyways, I told him that story. Then we were sitting there, and he was like
playing with
me or something, and then he took my
thumb ring
off, and asked me if he could keep it for.
If I could wear it for a while.
If he could wear it for a while.
Yeah.
I said okay. Didn't think anything of it.
This is how smart I am.
And he used it to try to find me a ring, and was unsuccessful in finding one that he could afford.
Did I say that? Is that what I told you? Maybe that's true.
Well, you didn't tell me then, but you
long.
told me after we got engaged.
I think that I was just too poor to.
No, you said you went looking. Did you lie to me back then, and now you're coming clean on your show?
It's possible.
Dude.
Yeah. Surprise. Yeah, so I kept that ring, and then whatever happened in between, I didn't come up with an engagement ring. So we went out to what I had decided then was that this whole idea that a man needs to, have a nest egg, etc., and be all settled in before he married was at least impractical for us, and at best stupid, like overall. Okay, but I understand that a lot of people foolishly marry when they're impoverished, and then they just stay that way because they
or they get impoverished.
Sometimes people can build their lives. Exactly. There you go. This expectation that people need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars just to say that I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I understand the ceremonialness of it, and we had our ceremonies, etc. But if I feel that way about you, it shouldn't require a ceremony to seal the deal. That's for everybody else, right? Don't you think? Or is it no? Sure, yeah. That's what you always say. Sure. That's first of all, sure is the closest I can ever get to you telling me yes, and sometimes it even means no. Is this how all women are, or just you?
I'll fill you in later, baby.
Okay.
Can't give away our secrets.
Yeah, I have struggled throughout our entire marriage to get you to tell me yes or no to things.
And I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
I do. Yes.
There we go. All right. Now, we are getting close to the end of our show here. Let's talk about a couple more things. We had a scandal late in our marriage, a few years back, when I was sitting up here with my former host of my previous show, The Beginnings of Greatness, and I had just recently shaven my beard and cut my hair, and on air, I said that you and I were the best looking lesbian couple in Pensacola.
You did what?
You don't remember that?
show.
Oh, you do remember. You do, because you got upset with me after that show. You don't remember?
No.
You were like, honey,
remember.
say that in front of you. Now, I'm not even joking. I can't believe you don't remember this.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I told Matt, I said, Monica and I are the best looking lesbian couple in Pensacola. I'm
sure I would have laughed about it. I don't think I would have.
No, you got upset. You got upset after the show. So I just wanted to bring this moment back up to see if you felt. I'm going to tell the joke again, and I want you to tell me how you feel. Okay. When my beard's shaven and my hair's cut just right, you and I are a beautiful lesbian couple. What do you think about my joke?
I think
good
more
joke.
people would think we're a mixed race couple, because a lot of people think you're like they used to tease you about being Saddam Hussein,
An Arab.
An Arab dude.
No, that's with the
beard.
That's with the beard. Yeah, the beard gives that away.
So you're trying to say
the beard
you have
gives away my
features?
fake Muslim heritage. Yeah. Do what?
So you're trying to say you have very feminine features?
No, I mean like a serious lesbian. like a West Coast lesbian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm still the husband. Still the husband of the relationship.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. It's nice to have extra crew members. Hear them giggle in the back. All right. Well, listen, it is 6:36. Do you have any famous last words to say before I sing you a song?
No. Sing away, dear.
Okay. Now, I wrote this song for you.
I know you did.
Yeah, this song is called You're My Best Friend. Now, if there's anybody else out there that I've said, you're my best friend, like Matt.
He didn't write you a song.
Yeah, that's the main difference, first of all. I didn't write you a song. Second of all, if I call anybody my best friend besides my wife, I mean, except my wife. But I actually, when I was younger, I used to just try to decide who was my best friend. And I'll move this mic when I'm done. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? Like, who's my best friend? Do you have a best friend now, besides me?
I mean, I have best girlfriends. I'm Kimberly.
There you go.
And
You're using a
Rhonda,
plural term.
and Tara. And
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't have one single person that I'm like the closest to.
It's kind of like when I was a
other
kid.
than my
My
husband.
favorite color was blue.
Still is, right?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh.
Or my favorite movie was I don't even remember, like Labyrinth. But life isn't so simple when you get older, You stop having favorites, and it becomes plural. You stop having one favorite for anything, and it becomes favorites. Like blue, like I like combinations of colors. I like blue and like a pastel orange. I like color complements always work for me. As far as favorite movies, I don't have one. Yes, now. But when it comes to best friends, I don't have one, except when it comes to you.
Aww.
Yeah, you're my best friend. But outside of that, everybody else can take a flying fuck. Well, that's a little harsh. All right, everyone can take a hike. That's a little harsh. Anyways, I do have best friends outside of you, but when it comes to you and me, that's the one thing that stands. Yeah. So let's see how I do on this song. I didn't even get a chance to practice it today. I've been so busy, or yesterday. And as all my guests know, my finger picking falls apart at the end of a song. But I'll give it my best. I will give it the middle of greatness. How about that?
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
You're supposed to move your mic, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll tilt it down. In fact, I'm not going to tilt
See,
it down
this
as
is
much as
why
I
he
used
needs
to.
me.
You guys can still hear the guitar if I do that, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna take it on faith you can, because the first show I did it more like this, and you could hear my voice better. So, which is obviously the best part of this performance.
Obviously.
All right, here we go. You are my best friend, my heart and soul. Come take my hand, let's walk this land and let's grow. Let's take this happiness and give it life. Let's quit our jobs, let's build a world where we can thrive. Who knows what tomorrow brings, but with you I'll face it all. And through it all the song we'll sing, no worries love, I know you'll catch me if I fall. Through the trials of sadness, through the trials of sadness, and the wars of madness, and the thrills of badness, we slip away. It's not the destination, but the navigation. Sweat and tears, hopes and fears, work and play. And when the children fight,
And they do.
let's lock the door. And while they pinch and bite, we'll kill the light and pinch and bite and maybe more. Who knows what tomorrow brings, but with you I'll face it all. And through it all the song we'll sing, no worries love, I know you'll catch me if I fall. And when we're old and gray, the children flown, let's pack our bags, let's sell the house. We'll find adventures of our own, of our own, of our own. Love you.
Love you too.
And that might be as good as it gets. Nevertheless, thanks for watching the Middle of Greatness. As always, I never know who the next week's guest is. Maybe I'll get more organized one day, or maybe I won't. But tune in next week to find out. We'll see you later. All right, guys. You need to fade this show out. Fade this! I'm fixing to get huffy again.